Hi, this is Paul Lazarovich, and we're here on the road at Cranberry Country Journal at the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Festival. It's an event that kicks off the fall spectacular here in the Cranberry Country area, and someone who I've just nabbed because she's busy running around all day. As always, we speak to the chief bottle washer, scheduler, everything all together. Name right, Cranberry Upham. I said that right?
I'm impressed, yes, you did. 8 years it took.
It's taken 8 years, but you know what? This gets bigger and bigger every year.
Well, it gets better and better every year, and everybody's starting to know it's here, so people are starting to come earlier and earlier, which is better.
And we're going to talk about a couple of things, but music, it's an always interesting lineup. I know you've got my favorites, Harper and the Minstrel.
The Harper and the Minstrel. We also have a young man who'll be here shortly to play a classical Spanish guitar inside, Lucas Patty. He comes from UMass Dartmouth.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm anxious to hear him. I haven't heard him play. We also have Jumping.
That's a three-piece band?
It's a three-piece band, and they're going to get you jumping. At 11 o'clock on the stage, too, you're going to listen to Drama Kids, where they'll do a little bit of drama for you. It's a great organization. It's a way to inspire children and to get them to be able to talk and not be afraid of public speaking.
Sure.
It's a great thing. And then at noon, you're going to see the Lakeville Taco Youth Group. They play drums.
Ask you about that, yeah.
That's you say it and you don't know what them. Fascinating. They play these drums and they jump up and down, and it'll get your heart pumping.
It sounds like a Blue Man Group and a little of N-Train, if you're familiar with them.
It's a little bit of everything, and their teacher will
stop by and see them. And also,
you also have Tom,
I was going to ask you about Tom because I've caught Tom a number of times over at Rick's Music.
Yes.
Local guy.
Local guy. He's from Taunton, and he works in Middleborough, and he's a very nice guy, and he plays his guitar, folksy guitar, over by the tents.
That's like my favorite part, food. And I've just had my traditional either kale or squash soup. I had the squash soup from the church. Tell us about some of the foods available.
Oh, gee. All right. You got the soups that are going to be over here, and they have chicken salad sandwich. This is the Middleborough First Unitarian Universalist Society of Middleborough. I've got to say it right.
You said that correctly.
And at the Lakeville Unitarian Church, you're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs, linguiça, chili. They have homemade chili that is to die for. It's really good. And then they have whoopie pies. They have desserts.
That's my weakness.
They got a whoopie pie. And they were making them last night, so they're fresh.
Tell me, I know I'm going to put you on the spot. I do this every year. There's a lot that goes on, and I see your articles throughout the year in the local papers. I know this is a difficult effort in getting this all combined and getting it together, but who are some of the folks who have been instrumental in helping you through the year?
Yeah, you're sticking me. Well, Gail Fish is one, Jackie Kennedy, Dave Kramer, Robin Fielding, Richard Tripp, Barbara Chadwick's a big help, and she's from Middleborough. Not everybody's from Lakeville. Paul DeSimon is our entertainment guru. I mean, he puts everybody together. All we do is pick the entertainment. Paul makes sure everything plugs in and works. I also have, and I know I'm leaving people out, Barbara Rose, Nancy LaFave. There are lots of people I'm probably also leaving out. But I also have to give a big thank you to the Lakeville Historical Commission because they saw to it that this year we have electricity on the stage. It's not a generator. They had electricity put in at their cost, and we now have electricity on our main stage.
Oh, that's nice. So there's nothing to interrupt the noise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ideal, Joanne. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
How about some of the community groups? Obviously, a lot of community involvement. What are some of the groups you have here?
We have lots of community groups, and so that I don't miss. The Lakeville Garden Club is here. As usual, we have our silent auction. Fall River Municipal information about banking. Drama Kids will be here. Lakeville Lions Club is here. We're really excited to see Lions Club because now they've lost.
We're going to actually meet with them later on and talk about the changes going on there. So.
Yep. Mullen Hill Baptist Church is here, and the Academy is here. The Home for Little Wanderers is here with foster care.
Oh, nice.
The Pace Children Care Works is here. The Lakeville Conservation is here. Any kind of conservation question, it doesn't have to be with Lakeville. Any kind of question they can answer for you.
Soul Homestead is
Soul
here.
Homestead is here. There's so many. 9 Lives of Norton, which is a no-kill shelter for cats. Soul is here.
The list goes on and on.
Well, it's just so many people, I can't even list them all.
Well, we've got Lynn Rocha here, so we're going to go around and capture some of those events there. But I have to ask you, what's the funnest part?
Right now is between 10 and 4 when I get to watch everybody enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's no more setting up, there's no taking down. We just get to enjoy and watch everybody now.
I've got to ask you personally, what drives you to do this? Because I get here every year, early in the morning. You've been here hours before, and it looked as if you're on your 100th cup of coffee.
I really like the people I work with.
Yeah.
The people that I mentioned at the beginning, and I know some I left off, we just have a lot of fun. We have fun at meetings. We have fun, setting this up, and everybody comes up with new ideas all the time. And it's phenomenal.
We're speaking with Joanne Correa Upham. I hope I'm saying that right. Correa Upham. I'm finally saying that right. It's taken 8 years. We're at the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Festival. And just before we go, if someone's interested in joining the organization and becoming a part of this, how do they do that?
All they have to do is write lakevillefestival@hotmail.com. And it's simple as that. We respond back to you. You can also fill out, there's a Lakeville volunteer form on the town website. Fill out a form, indicate you want to help at the festival, and I'll give you a call.
Sounds great.
Which we actually got 3 people that way this year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Really nice.
That's
and
great.
We also have some lovely young volunteers who stayed for the day and helped. Nick and Corbin.
Gentlemen, you're missing it, folks, but Joanne was trying to encourage them. And
I'm trying to get them riled up and excited.
And they are. They've been here.
They're kind of tired.
They've been here early in the morning, too. Congratulations again, another great event.
Thank you.
A 9th annual next year?
I hope so.
Of course they will.
That's our plan.
Joanne, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
We're going to continue with the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Festival as Cranberry Country Journal continues on the road. It's great speaking with Joanne. She's always so full of energy and gets us all kicked off and get this all started. And there's a lot of excitement. You can feel it in the air. Where later on we're going to try some great foods and stop and speak to some of the folks. And luckily we've got L.A. Rocha behind the camera to do all this. So stick around. We'll be right back.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give.
Advocate.
Volunteer.
Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
We're back with Cranberry Country Journal, and one of my favorite stops, in fact, this is my second stop this morning. Last year I stopped in and had some kale soup, but this year I'm going to stop in and have some, in fact, I already had some squash soup. I'm going to have some more, but we're nice to have with us is Helen Costali from the Unitarian Universalist Society, the church here at Middleborough. And Helen, I had some delicious soups. What are the soups that are available today?
Well, we have a homemade kale soup made by our resident Portuguese lady here, and a totally vegetarian soup, which is squash, and there's no cream in it, so it's for all the vegetarians out there.
I'll tell you, it was delicious. It's good enough for dessert, folks. That's how sweet it was.
Oh, it is really great, and that was made by one of our fantastic cooks, Nancy. Nancy over here.
I spoke to Nancy earlier, and she told me that there is no cream in the squash soup, but it's so creamy.
Well, a lot of us vegetarians don't do any dairy at all, and there are a lot of people out there that don't do dairy, so we're hoping they'll come in and sample our soup.
Now, who made the kale soup this year?
Our resident Portuguese lady, Andrea herself.
Andrea Priest.
Andrea Priest, of course.
Well, I had to say I had it last year. It was just delicious. Now, is this the? I know I saw you folks here last year. In fact, you were inside last year, I think, right?
Yes, we were, and we're glad that the rain stopped so we could be out here.
Tell us some of the goodies that are available to eat here that you folks have provided.
Well, we have some nice hand-picked cranberries that came from a bog in Middleborough. It's the Rocky Meadow Bog.
Oh, sure.
And they were donated. We have lots of breads, lots of soups we've already put up so that people can just take them cold so they can take them home and have them for dinner tonight.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then, of course, the soup's right here. Organic apples, and we have so many breads like pumpkin nut bread or pumpkin bread, cranberry bread, date nut bread, all kinds of bread, zucchini bread. And we have Equal Exchange, tiny little chocolates donated by Equal Exchange. And I did say about the apples, right?
Yes, the organic apples. Are they from the area too?
Yes, they are. And they were donated do.
That's nice. So this is truly a community effort. Who are some of the folks that are working here today and helped you put this on?
Okay, let me just tell you, this is Barbara, and this is our
The kale,
this is our
the kale soup lady.
the kale soup lady, Andrea, and Sue has been taking care of the soup. And you know Vi Fair with her? Vi Fair was taking the money for us.
That's the most important person here today.
Yes. And Cheryl's walking away, so she doesn't get in the camera sight. But Cheryl is here, and a lot of people put this on. It's not just one person. It's a lot of people.
And from what I can see from the early business, you can have a lot of customers. Where does the money go? All that's being raised today.
Well, it goes to support various things that we do at the church. And we do a lot of stuff for the community and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to have, I'm going to buy Lynn some kale soup. I'm going to have another thing of squash soup later on because it's good enough for a dessert. But it's sweet. It's really delicious. So thank you very much for being with us.
Well, thank you. We're really, really pleased that you came and said hello.
Our pleasure. We're going to continue with Cranberry Country Journal from the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Festival from Lakeville, Mass. and Cranberry Country as we continue here on the road. We'll be right back.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
We're back here with Cranberry Country Journal, and I'm surrounded by these handsome gentlemen in these dashing yellow shirts. I guess black and yellow go well here, but we're here with the folks from the Lakeville Lions Club, and I'm fortunate to have with us, we have Chana Hurd, the president to my right. To my left is Dave Rose, the treasurer, and a longtime member and the membership chairman, Al Linton. We had a chance to speak to Al a number of years ago, but first let's talk to Chana. Congratulations on our new facility. Tell us about it.
Well, what we have right now is we are meeting at the back nine. We gotten ourselves out of the bar and restaurant business.
Yep.
Because what we found was that kind of took us away from our roots a little bit. Our real roots are in community fundraising, community service, a lot of good causes that we work for, and we found that we were really just becoming bar managers, and it took us away from what Lionism is really all about. So we are in the process of selling. We closed that. We're in the process of selling the property, and we have a couple of years in which we can determine where the next really good location is, and we'll reopen as a club.
Yep.
Dedicated to the core of Lionism instead of trying to run a small business at the same time. And so in the interim, what we do is we meet on the second and fourth Thursdays of the month at the back nine. They've redone the function hall downstairs. It's a wonderful location. And we're out here today as part of the core of the Lionistic effort to really start opening ourselves back up.
Reach out to the community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you been successful today getting your message out?
Yeah, actually, we've met a lot of great guys already. Behind you on the table, we have a list of people that want to come to our next prospective member dinner, which is going to be at the end of October on the 25th, which is the fourth Thursday. And so far, today's going great. I mean, we're only partway into it. We've already got interested people. We've handed out a lot of information, had a lot of good conversations. So this is a great move for us to come here.
I wish you luck with the new move and so forth.
Well, thanks, Bob.
Let's move on to the left and speak to Dave Rose. Dave is the treasurer. Dave, you are also a former president, correct?
Yes, I am.
For a number of years. What first got you involved in Lionism? You and Al have been members for a long time now.
Well, when I moved to town, I had one of our longtime members ask me if I'd be interested in becoming a Lion and didn't know much about it. Was a young guy, 25 years old, and brought me into the club, and it turned out to be a great community service club to belong to. Done a lot of things that have really inspired me over the years.
What are some of those activities? Because I think a lot of people associate the Lions Club with some of the eyeglass collections and sight, for example. Has that been like a mainstay with the Lions Club?
Yes, that's our main fundraiser is eye and ear research, basically eye research. And a couple of the things that we accomplished that really stick in my mind is years ago we helped a young girl in town here that was going blind, and we bought her a machine that helped her read before she lost lost their eyesight, and a lot of young kids that have had problems with eyes over the years that we've helped donate equipment and people to help them get through that kind of serious problem.
That's wonderful. Let's move over to Al, folks. Al Linton is the membership chairman. We spoke to Al a couple of years ago, but Al, if someone wants to become a member, you're the chairman. What do we do to join?
Well, the first thing you got to do is fill out a form, which we have here today, and you can get from any member anytime. And we really would like to see a lot of young guys get involved in the Lions Club. They're the busiest ones, and they really help the club out. They got more energy than some of us old guys.
You guys aren't old. You put some great activities on. I know the comedy nights and the Jimmy Buffett nights, and some great fundraisers you do for the community. What's one event that maybe stands out in your mind, Al, through the years as a member that you remember as the Lions Club?
Well, probably one of the longest things we now ended is our monthly breakfast that we no longer have, but since we're disposing of the building. But we've had that and several other activities over the years.
Can I ask you, I think sometimes people might be afraid to join a club or an organization because they're afraid, gee, a commitment, I have to do something every night or involves a lot of hours. Shauna, what can you say to a guy that maybe is thinking, but gee, I don't have, a million days to contribute?
It's okay.
Yeah.
We ask generally people to be able to give what they can give. So we like everybody to be involved in something. I mean, that's part of the reason you get involved in the first place. But we try not to burn anybody out. Yeah. And as we start to regrow the size of our membership again, that also lends itself to making that easier as well, because you space the guys out. If a handful of guys work on one event, a handful of guys work on another event. Yep. And there's a lot of camaraderie, and it's a very positive thing. And it's you get to the point where you've just been involved in a good event, you're ready to do another one because you had a good time. Yep. And but you ask an important question. People do worry about, I think that might be more than I can handle. And no, it's really not. Yeah. It really isn't.
I'm going to ask,
Can I add one thing?
Please.
Just so people understand, the money we raised over the years, I research is our main activity.
Number one.
But we have given money to buy a new rescue boat in town, buy a new cruiser. Over the last 30 years, we've given money to the Cub Scouts. We sponsor a Boy Scout troop. We've given money to softball teams, football teams. We disperse our money. Scholarships, we give 3 scholarships every year. So people have to understand that it's as good for the town. The money is dispersed among
very much community oriented.
Not just research and international, but it's community oriented.
That's great to know, folks. Again, if you're thinking that just for national purposes, no, the money goes right back into the community. So we're speaking with Shauna Hurd, the president. We have Dave Rose, the treasurer, and you probably see Dave on a bicycle early in the morning if you're on Lakeville, folks. And Al Linton, longtime membership chairman from the Lakeville Lions Club. Before we go, Shauna, if someone wants to join, how do they do that?
They can. The club maintains a phone number. You might get a live body, which would be me, or you might get an answering machine. The number is 508-947-3564. Please give us a call, and what we'll do probably is we'll invite you to come join us for dinner, get to meet a bunch of the guys, get a better sense of what we're all about, and then from there, we just maintain a relationship. And if over time you decide you really would like to join, we're happy to have you.
That's great. Folks, that's the Lakeville Lions Club, and we'll continue with Cranberry Country Journal on the road at the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Crafts Music Festival as we continue right after this. Stick around.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall.
And make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
One of the hallmarks of the Lakeville Arts and Music Festival, the community involvement. We've had a chance to speak to the folks from the Lions Club and the Universalist Church, and we've stopped here. We're going to speak with Pastor Corey Tedrick. He is the pastor of the Mullen Hill Baptist Church in Lakeville, just up the road from here. And first of all, welcome to the community.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about Mullen Hill Baptist Church.
Mullen Hill Baptist Church has been in existence for quite a number of years. Recently, I came on as the pastor there. Just started about 6 months ago. And great group of people, loving, care about their community. Just recently, we did some service in the community where we were helping to clear some of the sidewalks in the area for people to get by, and just want to express God's love in the community.
What are some of the programs you have? I know a lot of them are with the children. I see some of the photos you have. What are some of the programs you have for kids?
Yeah, right now, actually, we're starting a brand new program for kids on Sunday morning. It'll take the whole hour and a half of our Sunday morning service. It's multi-interactional, so it's got things for crafts, things with story. It's got food, which kids love. And,
can't go wrong with that.
And lots of activities and programs for the kids on Sunday morning. So yeah, that's been the biggest thing. Every Sunday morning we start at 10 o'clock and we go till about 11:30.
One thing, how about a little bit of background about yourself? You're new to the community, new to the area. Tell us about yourself as an introduction to Cranberry Country.
Okay. Well, I've been a pastor for almost 20 years. Started off in youth ministry about 20 years ago, and I've pastored 4 churches now in Minnesota, Ohio, Missouri, and now here.
So welcome to Cranberry Country.
Yeah, thank you very much.
If someone is interested in becoming part of the congregation, how do they go about doing that?
Best thing to do is just show up. Come on a Sunday and let us know about what you'd like to do. And if you'd like to join, then we have a little class that tells you about what we believe and what we're about. And if you're interested in joining the mission in the community and in the world, then we'd love to have you. So that's it.
And how about some basic nuts and bolts, the address and a telephone number, or maybe even a website?
Yeah, we're at 111 Highland Road here in Lakeville, and our web address is mullenhillchurch.org, and you can contact us through that. It's under construction right now, so it doesn't have all our information. You can also get a hold of us through our phone number. It's 508-946-0933.
Pastor Corey Tedrick from the Mullen Baptist Church here in Lakeville. Thanks for being on the program.
All right, thanks a lot.
I wish you luck. Thank you. We're under the music tent here at the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Festival, and the hallmark of the festival, in addition to all the great food and the arts, is the music. And there's some interesting types of music this year. I know there'll be some folk singers, and there's a little trio blues band, but right now we're going to speak to representatives, and we will speak to actually the Lakeville Youth Taiko Group. Did I say that correctly?
It's taiko, but...
Taiko, okay, close enough. Obviously, this is the first time I've seen them. So what is taiko?
It's Japanese drumming on like big barrel drums, and they're made of cowhide and just like, you know, the wood things, like where wine's stored, I think. I don't even know. Yeah, like that.
Now, what got you interested in playing this type of drums? I'm a drummer, so this really intrigues me. What is it difficult playing these drums?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult, but you get used to it and you get better and you practice. Yeah.
How often do you practice?
We try to practice like every week. Sometimes my uncle, who got us all into taiko, can come here from D.C. and he'll practice with us.
And let me ask you, what's the favorite part about playing with the taiko group?
I'm with all my friends, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And I'm going to speak to one of the adults now. How did the group get started?
My brother, Mark Rooney, is actually a professional taiko player. We are both half Japanese, so we have this kind of influence from that. He was a member of and a director for Odaiko New England, which Tanya here is a member of, and she came down to help us today, which is great. So my brother couldn't make it here from D.C. So he thought that there was great potential in these kids. They all have great rhythm, and it just came together. They've been together for a little over 2 years now, and they're doing fantastic.
Tanya, do you see groups of this young age, too? Is it playing the drums?
No, they're really unique. They're the only youth group in the whole state, I think. So they're great. Yeah.
Well, we're going to hear some, what are some of the songs and types of songs we're going to hear? Again, forgive my ignorance, but you have to educate me a bit about the music. Who would like to answer?
We're going to be playing like, one of the first songs is like a festive song, so it'll be all like high energized and happy and like have a nice rhythm to it. And then we're going to be playing like an intense song. A song that's like choreographed for us to work together with like a bunch of movement in it. And also one me and my brother are playing together, which is, I think, a little festive. And we performed it at the Cherry Blossom Festival in D.C. together. So
You folks have been on the road.
yeah.
That's wonderful. Now,
I mean, all of these kids are from Lakeville, so I think that's fantastic. I don't know if a lot of people know that there is a taiko group in Lakeville, and there is, so I think that's awesome.
if some want to find out more about the group, do you have a Facebook or a website or
We have a Facebook page. We do. It's Lakeville Youth Taiko, and you can find us on there. And they're all in the school system here, so all the kids can find out how to join from talking to these kids.
And just before we hear some music, let's find out who we're speaking with. So if we can get all your names, please.
I'm Monica Dupree.
Monica.
Nathan Reed.
Nathan.
I'm Jack Dupree.
Jack.
Tanya Downer.
Tanya.
Devin McNeil.
Devin.
Haley Dupree.
And Haley. Thank you very much. We're going to catch some of your music. I know they're about to go on very shortly as we continue with the music part of the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Fest here from Lakeville, Massachusetts, as Cranberry Country Journal continues on the road. We'll be right back. One of the most interesting names of a food item available here today is the PMS bars, folks. So we're going to stop in and speak with Laura Bailey. She's with the Beach House Baking Company right here in Lakeville, Massachusetts. And tell me, first of all, how did the name PMS and bars come about?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a funny name. But I was a restaurant pastry chef for about 15 years. And I would make these bars, and the wait staff would bug me to make them at certain times of the month. So that's really how the name evolved, and it was just a joke name that stuck. So I've been making them for 20 years now, and this actually is an anniversary of me starting my business, because I did this event a year ago. That was my very first event, and so I'm doing really well, selling them at farmers markets, and it's been going great. So we try to decide, what are we going to call these bars? Because I can't call them PMS bars. And my husband said, "Oh, sure you can." So most people laugh, and we have fun with the name. We, for guys, we call them perfectly manly snack bars.
Oh, smart.
And
marketing.
if you're beyond those years, it's postmenopausal snack bars. So we just have fun with the name, and it's more memorable. So.
You're certainly not going to forget. I remember it from last year alone. So
Really?
Yes. Tell us a little bit about, let's get some information. First of all, people wanted to contact you to get the bars if they're watching the program. Anything via mail order or websites?
I do have a website, beachhousebakingcompany.com. It's not much of a website yet, but it has my contact information, so you can either email me or call me and order bars that way. Also on Facebook.
So make sure you like her on Facebook, folks. Again, we're speaking with Laura Bailey of the Beach House Baking Company. I'm going to ask you the name Beach House Baking Company.
Well, my husband and I love beach houses, and someday we'd like to own one. And we were trying to come up with a name for the company, and we just said, "Oh, the perfect name, Beach House Baking Company." It definitely fits us because, like I said, we like to rent beach houses. And I grew up going to Maine every summer. My uncle has a beach house in New York Beach, so yeah.
What a nice way to end a nice day at the beach, but some nice PMS bars. But we'll have to think of a nautical name for PMS, so that'll go alongside. Tell us about some of the bars you have available.
They come in 4 flavors. It's basically an oatmeal cookie, and it's espresso chocolate, chocolate caramel, butterscotch, and cranberry chocolate. And they're all really popular. I think the chocolate caramel probably sells the best, but the other ones are close second.
Put you on the spot. What's your favorite?
Cranberry chocolate. Although I do like the espresso with my coffee in the morning.
So, no, that's it. One do you recommend? Is it good with coffee for breakfast, or on the run type of an item too?
Well, yeah, because it's old-fashioned oats, so it's a lot of fiber and they're very filling. And I use King Arthur flour, which is an unbleached flour, and it's a really good quality flour. Ghirardelli dark chocolate, real butter, brown sugar. So even though it's a sweet, it's nice that it has really good ingredients.
Before we go, I'll ask you one question, Laura. Where will people be able to see you in the future? Any, I know farmers markets usually come to a close in October, but any arts, crafts, foods, festivals we can see you?
Well, I'm always looking for festivals to do. I've been doing this for a year, but I still don't know about a lot of different festivals going on. But for farmers markets, I do the Plymouth Saturday market at the Courthouse Green, Thursday at Stevens Field, just finishing up the Situate Wednesday market. And I'm doing Carver and Sunday until the end of October.
Well, I wish you well. Again, give us the website where we can contact you, or people can. I know it's not much of a website, but who needs a website when you've got some great cookies? So give us that website where we can get in contact with you again.
BeachHouseBakingCompany.com.
Thanks so much. And on Facebook, too. Make sure you like her because you'll like the PMS bars. That was Laura Bailey of the Beach House Baking Company, and we're going to continue with Cranberry Country Journal here at the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Festival in Lakeville, Massachusetts. We'll be right back. Don't go away. That concludes this issue of Cranberry Country Journal. On the road at the 8th Annual Lakeville Arts and Music Festival. It's been a tradition for us for the past 8 years. We've captured all the excitement, the music, the sounds, and just had some chili folks right across the street at the church. So we've had a great day. I want to say a special thanks to L.A. Lynn Rocha, who makes this possible. She's the camera person who did all the nice technical stuff. And we're going to get this in the studio, and if you're watching this, it's because of Lynn. And thank you very much, Lynn. I appreciate it. Also, thank you to Joanne, I'm going to say it right, Corriera Upham. She is the chief bottle washer and commander of all this. She puts us on every year, and I wish you luck, Joanne. Once again, you did another great job, and the weather held up for you. In the meantime, if you have an idea for a suggestion for a guest or a topic, you can reach me at cranberrycountry@hotmail.com or via the mail at Cranberry Country Journal, Post Office Box 1235, Middleborough, Mass. 02346. We'll take your suggestions and your comments, so please, we'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, keep that Cranberry Country spirit in your heart. I'll see you in a couple weeks. This is Paul Lazarovich. Bye-bye.